This is Rigby committing theft. And this is Rigby committing attempted manslaughter.
Party Pete's gonna blow!
Those were only two situations where Rigby broke the law. So today we're going through all 244 episodes to find out just how long Rigby's prison sentence would be. In the episode High Score, Mordecai and Rigby head to the coffee shop in an attempt to beat the high score on the video game Broken Bones. Suddenly, the current world record holder shows up and Mordecai and Rigby challenge him for the #1 spot.
So you've broken the world record, have you?
Yeah? Who's asking?
Me!
Look, we're gonna settle all this right now. Us versus you in a head-to-head match.
Fine!
Getting close to actually beating his record, a fight breaks out between them two and Garrett Bobby Ferguson. And because they beat his score, it caused his head to literally explode. Rigby was part of the reason they won, causing his head to explode. This would technically be considered manslaughter, landing Rigby 20 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Not to mention early in the episode where he was involved in illegal gambling on the same video game, which would add 1 more year to his sentence and a $4,000 fine. But hey, that's when Rigby accidentally commits a crime. Now let's take a look when he does it on purpose. After claiming to be an expert on flowers, Rigby gets surprised by a live television game show host who has 10 flower-related questions, and Rigby instantly gets the first one wrong and is publicly humiliated.
What color are violets?
Easy! Red! No, wait!
That is incorrect! You are a liar!
Rigby then vows to find the game show host to get him back on TV and prove he's actually knowledgeable. But the only thing he did first was assault multiple people on the street, accusing them of being the host, adding more assault charges to his record. After many long and desperate attempts, Rigby finally locates the game show host and gets another shot to finally prove himself, which he does.
Liar!
I said he was! Until the record was broken by Mordecai and me! And I did it because I'm an expert!
Wait. Rigby just committed murder because he not only punched the game show host off the platform, causing him to straight up die. It was premeditated because he stalked, harassed, and was straight up looking for the game show host all episode just to do this. So this episode alone, Rigby caught a murder charge, earning him 99 years in prison and multiple assault charges for attacking the innocent bystanders on his search, adding an additional 20 years and $10,000 fine. At least when Rigby commits his crimes, he only does it to adults. Wait, what about the episode Just Set Up the Chairs? Mordecai and Rigby are tasked with just setting up the chairs for a kid's birthday party. And after heading to the storage closet to grab more, they stumble upon a video game heaven. But little does Rigby know, this would be a huge mistake.
In the name of all that is holy, don't connect the red wire to the blue wire?
Yes, even when Mordecai and a note told Rigby not to, he released a demon that caused extreme property damage to the park. This alone would earn Rigby another 99 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. But to make matters worse, this video game demon then wreaks havoc on the kids, putting them in danger.
It's a special entertainment!
Putting kids in this much danger is considered child endangerment, adding another 20 years and a $10,000 fine to Rigby's sentence. I just know these kids are so happy to see him gone.
Woo, this birthday party is hot!
But this next one might be the most evil Rigby has ever been. Rigby is the most destructive worker out of the crew, so usually when something is damaged, I know he's involved. After finding out the arrival of Benson at Laserdisc will be the cause of the format war, they huddle to find a solution. With the plan ready, they regroup on top of a building when everything seems to be normal. Well, up until... Not only being involved in breaking and entering, they completely deleted a man who was just casually shopping. Therefore, with the involvement of both crimes, Rigby gets an additional 20 years for accessory to manslaughter and another 20 years for breaking and entering, along with a $2,000 fine. Yes, maximum you can get for B&E is 20 years, so that's what we're going with. But that's not the first time a solution with Rigby involved became destructive. If it's not the universe or the planet, it's usually the park. In the episode Punchies, most famous for Rigby's most unhinged destruction, this is where we see Rigby commit not one, but 3 different crimes. As Rigby gets tired of losing to Mordecai in Punchies, this is where he intentionally commits his first crime of the episode, theft.
You're toast! 1 of death. 2 of death.
After being denied from the dojo, Rigby just decides to steal the knowledge, and his crime spree doesn't stop here. He heads back to the park and after learning a deadly move decides to commit aggravated assault on his friends and innocent people just visiting the park. Now I counted the amount of people he's hurt, and that would be 7 counts of aggravated assault added to Rigby's sentence, which is 20 years and a $10,000 fine, along with 2 years for theft and a $2,500 fine, since Rigby is a repeat offender. Not to mention, during his rampage, Rigby did cause massive destruction, totaling more than $300,000, which would be considered a first-degree felony with up to 99 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. This cannot get any worse, right? Wrong. When Rigby randomly comes across a wizard taking a leak behind a bush, he uses the opportunity to steal his keyboard sitting on a bench. Why would you steal from a wizard? He then comes up with a plan to use the keyboard to convince Benson to give them a raise. Keep in mind, this is the first episode of the show. They find Benson coming out of a shock, and then this happens.
What are you doing?
Give us a raise, loser!
We can negotiate your new rates later in the week, but for now, how's $20 sound?
After getting what they initially wanted, how can this possibly go wrong? Well, because they started sending stuff to the moon.
Don't get mad at me, guys, but I kind of sent a bunch of stuff to the moon while you guys were in the house. A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon. Soda machine that doesn't work. Send them to the moon.
Now, the moon doesn't have many laws because not everyone can go. So this is where it gets tricky. According to the law, anyone not in compliance with the International Outer Space Treaty will be punished to the highest extent by their government. There are many rules like you can't go without permission, you can't litter while you're there, and you can't claim the moon as your own. Well, Rigby did 2 out of 3 of those things. He's basically an eco-terrorist now and being prosecuted to the fullest extent in my head, with 99 years added to his time and a $1 million fine. Add theft into the equation because he did steal the keyboard, and that adds an extra 2 years and $2,500. Eco-terrorism and theft is one thing, but it's nothing compared to the riot he caused. As Mordecai and Rigby are picking up trash in the park, they both find a quarter and yell,
Quarter! Jinx! Oh! You know how this works, man. You can't talk when you're jinxed.
With Rigby now jinxed, Muscle Man tells him a way he can remove it himself. Not thinking much of it, Rigby follows through with the plan, not knowing he'd destroy everything.
Rigby!
Yes, Rigby summons a demon that destroys the park, assaults the citizens, and incites a riot by creating minions who attack to create more minions that make up an entire army. All this because he was jinxed. For being the cause of summoning a demon that is literally Rigby himself, he would be convicted of aggravated assault, adding 20 more years and a $10,000 fine. Also inciting a riot, which is 1 year added and a $1,000 fine. Something slight. Jinx is such an iconic episode, but I can guarantee this next one might be your favorite. In yet another famous episode, Terror Tales 3, Rigby recently purchased a bed that's possessed with a soul of a fugitive.
Have you purchased a bed recently?
Yes?
It may have been a fatal mistake.
And after his bed comes to life, an actual living bed by the way, he begins to threaten Rigby and the park crew, stating he's tired of being on the run. Benson steps in and offers Johnny Allenwrench a job, or so we thought. Yes, you've seen it right here. Rigby and the park crew just straight up killed a real person. Now, he may have been a bed, but in a world where animals and gumball machines are considered people, poor old Johnny Allenwrench is counted and considered murdered. All orchestrated by Rigby himself. Now, this adds another 99 years to his sentence and potentially the death penalty. But we'll keep him alive for now because this next one is even crazier. In the history of regular show, Rigby always somehow affected Mordecai's life in some way.
And let's have it.
What?
The $40 you two conned out of me with that stupid keyboard crap!
But the worst way of ruining his life was by forging Mordecai's college acceptance letter and hiding the real one because he didn't make it into college himself.
Sorry, Mordecai.
Committing a crime is one thing, but doing it against your best friend? Come on, Rigby, that's a new low. What isn't low, though, is the amount of damage he causes when he blew up the science lab.
I don't want to miss this.
So let's start from the beginning. Forgery. Rigby would receive a 1 year in jail and a fine of $4,000. For arson, Rigby would receive 10 more years, and for reckless endangerment and destruction of property, which happens a lot with him, he would be charged an additional 15 years, 3 months, and a $10,000 fine. So Rigby's total sentence would come down to one death penalty, a 687-year sentence, and $1.1 million in fines. So comment who you think is the worst friend, and hit that subscribe button while you're down there.